says housing is already in a recession, thanks in part to those high home prices, and it's going to take a long time to play out.
My first act as mayor will be to declare a state of emergency on homelessness.
Potential or existing homeowners may be wondering what this year will bring to the housing market.
That's right. You may be wondering if you should be buying, continuing to rent, or remodel your existing home.
Now, this is a bit unnerving for everybody. We're all under the same pressure in the same market, trying to find a way to make ends meet. And as we all see, feel, and understand, it's getting harder by the day. This is not to be negative, but just realistic. For example, according to a study by the National Association of New Home Builders, 75.1 million households, roughly 60% of all U.S. households, 60% are not able to afford the median priced new home in 2021. In that, their incomes are insufficient to qualify for a mortgage under standard underwriting criteria. Now, we talk about this a bunch. The only silver lining to the chemo kill everything and hopefully you also kill the problem in the process approach the Fed is taking right now with its drastic rate hike balance sheet reduction policy is that perhaps the all-encompassing unaffordability in housing might get back a bit in line, and perhaps these numbers, where over 60% of all of us can't afford the average home, will straighten up and fly right. But sad to say, these numbers are not the ones that jump off the page when I look at this National Association of Home Builders study. Guys, gals, get a load of this.
According to the study, if the median new home price goes up by $1,000, an additional 153,967 households would be priced out of the market. Now, these 153,967 households would qualify for the mortgage before the price increase, but not afterward.
Guys, this study was done in 2022 and is looking back at 2021. What's happened since then? Prices have gone up alongside rates going up. So if this study highlights the fact, and it does, that even those who qualify are working on the slimmest of margins, where a small hiccup in price or rate is going to take massive swaths of people out of the home buying game, we have to ask ourselves in 2023, where do we sit now? It's really simple. Affordability in housing has never, I repeat, never been as difficult as it is right now.
And that's why it's interesting that we find a way. New products like Oaktree's 40-year loans with the first 10 years being interest only.
Yep.
It's creative programs like this that take market conditions into consideration, and then we can build responsible loan programs around market conditions to bring home ownership to our responsible and motivated clients. Now, on that note, call Oaktree about these inclusive programs they have for your sphere of influence. But back to the story.
Answers. So this video is about how I got kicked squatters out of my mom's house in a matter of hours without the support of law enforcement or the legal system.
Now, unaffordability means more people missing payments. That includes renters. Now, if you find yourself as a landlord and you have a renter who has stopped making their payment and refuses to vacate the property, you might have a problem on your hands. Renters' rights laws. They should be called squatters' rights laws. Anyways, in California, after the squatter quits making their payments, you have to give that person 30 to 60 days notice to leave before you can even think about taking them to court. Once you take them to court, figure at least another year. Now, for many mom and pop investors, this year plus without payments equals nothing short of a foreclosure for you. So what do you do? What do you do? Well, here's what Flash Shelton did with his California squatters with his inherited mother's home.
Squatted the squatters.
He squatted the squatters.
It's brilliant.
Yeah.
It really is just brilliant. He drove from his out-of-state residence to his investment property where it was being squatted by a prison guard of all people. Once everyone left the home, he squatted the home.
Squatting on the squatters, I absolutely love it. He took residence of the home. He squatted on the squatters. And since now he was claiming residency, his renters or squatters' rights kicked in. At least that's what he believed. It probably would have been a problem for him had he gone to court.
I wanted to show legal cause for me since the house wasn't in my name. So we wrote up a lease agreement between my mom and I stating that I was the legal resident. Me being the legal tenant for the house, all I needed to do at that point was do the same thing they did and occupy the house.
But he pushed the issue. He took the fight directly to the squatters, and he demanded everything out of the house or he was having it all hauled out that day. And guess what happened? They blinked, they took their crap, and they left. In this case, squatting the squatters worked.
And listen, this is all I'm saying. If you find yourself in a situation as a landlord, and God knows this market means it's happening with more regularity, and you are facing a potential foreclosure while you wait on the process to work its way through the courts, and you're desperate, I'm just saying, think about squatting on your squatters. At least that's what I would do. It's kind of funny, don't you think?
I love it.
You know, I was thinking about this. I'm not going to call them non-QM loans anymore. No, I'm going to call them inclusionary loans. Think about this for a minute. When you're dealing with Fannie, Freddie, Jenny, they're exclusionary. They're telling you reasons why you can't get their loans. They're no good for self-employed people. They're no good for contracted workers. They're no good for anybody with a 1099. They're exclusionary. What does non-QM do? They say, hey, let's look at the market, let's look at the borrower profile, and let's find a way to include these people in the home buying process. They're inclusionary loans. Now, if you'd like to include more people in your sphere of influence into the whole home buying process, you have to go non-QM. Oaktree is here to help you with all those loans. Guys, there's a million different inclusionary loans and they will show you how to use them all. Talk to the reps today. Click this banner, sign up, and make your business flourish.